Smiley Day Geeks, welcome back to the Geek Sider Show. I'm Josh.
I'm Anna.
And in this video, we're going to be discussing Critical Role Campaign 3, Episode 38. So if you haven't seen it yet and you want to avoid any spoilers, skip this video and come back later because everything we say from this point forward is going to be a spoiler. Lawton is back and potentially unattached to Delilah. And we were literally just talking about this before we hit go, and we're kind of on the same page here.
Yeah, I do think, personally, I think that Laudna is sans Delilah. I don't think Belle's Hells is sans Delilah. I think she's still going to be a problem. I don't know that she'll be the big bad, but I think she's still a problem. I don't think this was a one-time fight. I think she'll be back.
I don't see Matt making the big bad being something that was attached to a single player.
Yeah.
Like if you look back at Mighty Nine, the big bad ended up being Mollymock, a character who had died previously. So yeah, I mean, that was Talison's previous character in a new form, but it wasn't like Ukatoa.
Yeah.
Which is, Ford's patron was the big bad.
And
then you're basically you're running the risk of main character.
Yeah. And although it was Talison's former character, it didn't have Molly didn't have any connection, not any large connections with anybody in the group, and Lucian had no connections with the group, and technically Lucian was the big bad.
So yeah, I think they did manage to sever Delilah's connection, but at some point she's coming back, and I think we could potentially get like full Delilah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how, like, Mighty Nine ended like, what was it, like level 15 or so? I don't know if this group at level 15 could handle Delilah, like full on Delilah, like full power.
What level were they when they dealt with Delilah the first time in Vox Machina?
Vox Machina would have been like level 12.
10,
well, they started at level 12. That's when we got in.
Okay.
Level 10, I mean.
Level 10. That's
we
picked
up at level 10. So it had to be like level
11 or 12.
11
it was
or
the
12.
first arc, basically. Well, no, it was the second arc. Craghammer was the first arc.
Yeah. But, and it was Delilah and Silas.
Yeah.
But then they came back later, Delilah and Silas, both at the end of the campaign, and they were stronger.
But they were stronger because they were connected to Vecna.
Well, Vecna's still out there.
Yeah.
Vecna's not dead. So Delilah's still connected to Vecna.
But
so
if Vecna's not back, then...
What is Delilah at full power now?
Yeah.
Is she Delilah in the Briarwood arc, or is she Delilah in the Vecna arc? That's the thing.
She's Delilah in the Briarwood arc. I think Vecna helped power them up, and that...
I don't know.
Yeah. I feel like Matt can make it work with
for sure,
however he decides to have it. If Delilah's not as powerful, he'll have a reason for it. Just like this one. She wasn't as powerful because she wasn't her full self, and she was in Laudna's mind, and so that's why they were able to defeat her, even though they're such low levels.
Yeah. Matt's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
So whatever he does, it's going to make sense, and it's going to be awesome. A lot of other stuff going on besides, Laudna's return in this episode. I want to talk about some of the smaller things. Fern talking to Suntree. Love that little moment.
I loved it so much. It was such a callback to Kiki for those who did do Vox Machina.
Again, it's another Easter egg.
Another Easter egg, yes. But I like Fern and Suntree's interaction more than I like Keyleth and Suntree's interaction.
Yeah.
It's a different vibe. It's completely different. Neither one's better. But I really liked Fern and the Suntree. I like how she interacted with him, her naivety and stuff. It was great. And
later on in the campaign, if they get high level enough and she has that travel by tree spell, I fully expect her to come back and talk to Suntree again.
Yes, absolutely.
And right when they left Whitestone, Vex did kind of grab Imogen and say, like, hey, if anything happens, let us know. So I'm wondering if Endgame of Belle's Hells, they're going to have a team up.
I don't think they'll have a team up. At least not with all of Vox Machina. Maybe with Vex and Percy, but honestly, that there is what makes me think Delilah's not done. Matt's keeping the line of communication with Whitestone open so that when Delilah crops back up again, they know who to contact.
And then Imogen sends... Well, first of all, we got to talk about the dream. Oh my God.
Yeah, the dream.
So Imogen's dream, and FCG was there for it.
That was amazing.
And her dream was another one of those dreams where she sees somebody walking into the storm and disappearing. And right away, I knew it was Estros. For sure.
It took me a minute.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know why it took me so long. My first thought was, oh my God, it's her dad. And then I was like, that's stupid. So far, it's all been like Rudis-born people, so we think, because we don't know if Bertrand was Rudis-born, but the Loomis twins were, and she saw them. So I was like, so it probably is Rudis-born people, which, that's crazy now, maybe Estros? I don't know. My mind was going a million miles an hour. I was like, it's her dad, and then I was like, oh no, it's a Rudis-born person, and then I was like, oh my God, yeah, fucking Estros, what the hell?
Because one of the things that kind of threw me a little bit is Bertrand was not killed by the Shadow People or Odahan. He was killed by the Nightmare King. So I thought, well, so not everybody.
I forgot about that.
So what is it that causes whoever dies to go through Imogen's dream into the storm?
So I think it's people Imogen knows. I think that's the connection. She's not seeing Rudis-born killed.
She didn't know the Loomis twins, though. And she saw them.
But she was looking into them. So maybe that was enough.
Vaguely acquainted.
Maybe that was enough. That's why I'm like, what if all of them are Rudis-born? And that's the connection.
That's gotta be the connection.
Yeah, that's why my mind went there the second after I was like, oh my God, is her dad? And I was like, oh, she's on the fucking moon. It's Rudis-born. Like, she's going to start, I feel like in her dreams, she's going to start seeing more and more people, and it's the people that were assassinated, or just people who are Rudis-born pass through her dream before passing on. Regardless of how they're killed.
Because we don't know, basically who she might have seen pre-campaign, if anybody, walk into the storm. She hasn't talked about it.
And it could be something new. I mean, every time she visits, things change. So this could be something new that now she sees people as they pass.
But she was able to exert some kind of control this time,
yes,
which was really cool.
That was really
cool. I'm wondering if next time she has a dream and she does come face to face with Odahan, what's going to happen then? Yeah. Because they talked about bringing Laudna potentially into the dream too.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. Like, I don't know if it was on purpose on their end, on the RP, but I fully believe that Imogen was able to exert control because she wasn't alone.
That could be.
Like, okay. So far she's been alone.
She wasn't as afraid.
And she wasn't as afraid. The only other time where she attempted to do stuff against the nature of the dream was when she had the stone in her hand. Again, because she didn't feel alone. So I think having FCG there is what gave her that control, and bringing Laudna in is going to solidify even more control. Yeah.
I cannot wait for the next stream. I'm really looking forward to that.
Poor Imogen.
I know. I can't wait for Laura's trauma to happen more. But then later on, Imogen did send to Escharos and got no reply, and she sent again, and again no reply. So they contacted Shania Twain and went back through the tree and went to his house, and Escharos he got. He put up a hell of a fight, but he got.
And when they were, after it looked pretty good that he was probably dead, like when they first went in, I was like, they need to go through the house and just get all of his secret shit, the weapons and potions and all that, and take it with them. I don't know why they left all that stuff. He would want it to go to
all
good
his
use,
traps.
but,
Yeah, deal with all his traps.
Well, but just get the stuff that was already done. Like, because they set off a lot of the traps.
They did, but I don't think there's anything magical about them now because they've been set
but
off.
Like, I don't know if they went even towards like the library or wherever he usually meets them. But I was just, it's not doing any good there. Like when he took the cane, or no, when he took the box at first, they were like, "You're robbing from a dead person." I was like, "What the fuck is he gonna do with it?" Mm-hmm. He was killed by the people. And it was
his last will and testament.
Yeah, I know. But Estros was killed by the people they're dealing with. Mm-hmm. If he has items that'll help him, you don't think that he's gonna want them to use it to take down those fuckers?
Well, it's I don't think it's that. Like because it was Chetney and Pate were the two in there, and if I'm Chetney, I'm not fucking with that house. I'm not exploring it.
No, I wouldn't fuck with any part of the house that wasn't detrapped. But there was quite a bit that the traps already gone off, and he didn't even look for anything. He just came out. I would have searched.
I imagine any area where Estros fought, he used whatever he had there. That's what I would assume.
Yeah, I would have.
There wouldn't be anything in those areas. You'd have to go to the areas where they never got to.
Of course, also, Travis was rolling real bad.
He rolled real bad.
He rolled like 2 nat ones.
Well, the backtracking to the beginning of the episode when they did the raised dead ritual.
They almost didn't get it.
Liam rolled a natural. Was it Liam who rolled a natural one?
No. That was FCG.
FCG rolled a natural one, and I'm a little surprised.
Liam got an 11, and the DC was 10.
Liam was one who succeeded.
Yeah.
So Sam rolled the natural one. I'm surprised that didn't make the DC higher.
So he did explain that Orm's success brought it down by 3. Mm-hmm. Sam's failure brought it up by 2.
1.
No, he went back later and said, no, I messed up on the DC. It brought it up 2, and then Laura's brought it up 1, so it brought the DC back up to, brought it to 11.
What it was part of Laudna's backstory. She died, so she's already down to death.
Yeah.
So her DC.
So it started at 11.
So it started at 11, and it lowered it to 8, right?
Well, that's what he said the first time, and then he said no. Orm's lowered it to 7. Sam's brought it back up to, went down to 8. Sam's brought it to 10, and then Laura brought it to 11.
I gotta rewatch it because I.
It was the second time he said it.
I am sure.
Because he messed up the first time and said that the DC was 15 and it was actually 11.
Regardless, they were able to bring Laudna back. And Esteros is donezo.
Yeah.
Were you bummed about Esteros, or did you give a shit?
I
kind of didn't give a shit.
I do really, really like Esteros.
He's a cool character. I just
a NPC, but like I liked him as an NPC, like I liked Yusa as an NPC. If something happened to Yusa, I wouldn't have cared.
Yeah.
Like if something happened to Essek, that I might care a little bit more.
Essek was a long time as.
Essek was a long-time NPC, and there was just something about him that just really clicked. We haven't really had an NPC this campaign so far where I was like, that's the one that's going to be a fan favorite all the way to the end. The closest we've gotten is the Captain of the Sky ship.
He's pretty cool, or they're pretty cool.
It's all pronouns.
And
he, they, she, all of them.
And then who's the guy who put the dunamis in Ashton's head?
Milo.
I feel like Milo's pretty well liked.
Yes, I forgot about Milo. Milo's, yeah. I like Milo. I don't feel like Milo's been around enough to, like Estros has been in it more than Milo. Milo's barely been in the campaign. So it's, same with like Marwa's another one that fans tend to like, but I'm like, Marwa feels like a Gilmore or Pumont.
Yeah.
Like that's this is the person they're gonna buy.
That's
from.
the merchant that people have attached to.
And Milo just hasn't been in it enough for me to.
I would be more bummed over Milo than I am over it. Like Estros, I kind of don't really care.
You have something. Oh man, I was freaking out when I thought Milo might have been bad.
Yeah.
I was like, no, do not let Milo have fucking betrayed Ashton. I can't handle that.
Episode ends. They're on their way to the sit and spin.
Is that where they decided to go? Because they said that, and then they said maybe the Spire by Fire, and then I got lost and.
Well, because Liam like backtracked, because Matt was like he outroed.
Yeah, he outroed,
episode,
and then
Liam was like, "Hey, wait a second, I need to know this," and so they went a little bit further. So I'm not real sure. I'm pretty sure they're going to the soot and swill or whatever it's called. The soot and spin.
Soot and swill. Yeah.
Soot and swill. So no episode next week.
Yeah, which thankfully we did not end on any major cliffhanger.
Yeah.
Yes, I want an episode because they have a lot of fucking shit to talk about, which means the next episode's probably going to be real heavy on the RP, and I fucking love RP.
Yeah, it's there's. What do we do now? Mm-hmm. Our benefactor's gone.
Plan? Yeah.
They have a skyship. Awesome. Mm-hmm. He left them a lot of stuff, really.
Yeah.
So that's all really, really cool, but where do they go from here?
Yeah, what are they going to do? Because the apogee solstice is like in a couple of weeks.
It's not that far off.
It's not very far off. And they have to figure out what the fuck the Unseelie Court and the Cerberus Assembly are even doing, because they don't know. Mm-hmm. And they have to figure out how to stop it. So now that they have the skyship, I feel like that was really clever DMing on Matt. You kill off Eric's, so now they no longer have a tie to Drusar. And now they can kind of start exploring more of Marquette. I bet they go to Eos next.
They get full use of the skyship for a year, right?
Yeah. Well, they get it with staffing for a year. After that, they still have the ship, but they have to pay for all that stuff. So for a whole year, they get this skyship pro bono. Mm-hmm. I bet they go to Eos and go to the Grim Verity and meet up with all of those things so that they can figure out what the fuck's going on.
That's a really long travel going to Eos, though, isn't it?
It is.
And they only have
it's a couple days, I think.
Is it a couple days? I thought it was the better part of a week. I thought it was really far. I'm not positive, but I know it was a lot farther than Bassaris.
Yeah, Bassaris was 3 days.
Yeah.
3 days by skyship. I want to say Eos is like a week, but yeah, if it's only a couple of weeks, like that doesn't really give them a whole lot of time.
They don't have a lot of time to do research.
That feels like the next step, but like how?
This is not like a Traveler Con where they were asking how far away is Traveler Con, and he's like, it's a ways. No, the solstice is right around the corner.
Can we get a couple more weeks? Can we just push that back a little?
So, I don't know. If I was a player in this campaign, I'm like, I don't fucking know what. I would be on the phone with every other player going, what are we gonna do?
What do we do next?
Which is kind of how I feel about our Tal'Dorei Reborn campaign. I'm like, what are we gonna do? we're going to this town that we have no fucking business going to at all. So, oh no. But that is part of Monsters, Magic, and Math Rocks, which if you're not watching, you really should, because Anna's doing a really great job DMing, and you should check it out. It airs Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. And our first 5 episodes?
There's either 4 or 5.
I think it's 5. I think we're up to 5 now.
Number 5 just aired.
Are all out on YouTube and Twitch, so you can check them out there. They're all out. And I think that's going to be it that we have for this video. So if we forgot anything, you can let us know about it down in the comments. We'll talk about it down there. Also, if you enjoyed this video, you can let us know by dropping a like on it and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already.
And thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next time.